Hello, everybody. Love and blessings from Maya Wave, and Althea. Lovely to meet you, and a very beautiful day to you. Today is Mary Magdalene's feast day, so it's a very appropriate day for us to talk about the Divine Feminine and living in the presence of Divine Mother. So thank you all for joining me from all parts of the world. It truly is a beautiful family that we all have and that we all bring together. During the time that we spend together, and it really is, it's our unity and our heart and our meditation, you will hear from time to time a bowl, in this case, which reminds me of Thich Nhat Hanh, using his bell to signal awakening, because that's what we're all here for, to awaken. So you will hear this. Which is a sign to be present and silent. So today I was contemplating living in the presence of Divine Mother. And when we do live in that presence, it creates space. I was washing the dishes a little earlier, and I was washing each bowl as if it was the Buddha's bowl. And when I was making dinner, I was creating each morsel of it as if it was a morsel for Yeshua or Jesus and Mary Magdalene being her feast day. So right now, as you sit with me, I want you to bring that awareness within. I want you to bring the consciousness of Divine Mother, the presence of the divine within you, that's always with you, and that needs that space and that stillness and that deep kindness to really be present. So this is all about self-compassion and kindness to ourselves, as well as kindness to each other. So I'm going to share with you a story, the story of how I came to receive the Chintamani stone, or the pearl of Guan Yin. The story I want to share is very simple. I was training in Reiki with a wonderful Reiki master, a Dr. Ranga Premaratna in Australia. And I was at his clinic, and on the way home, I met a woman in the middle of the street. I was with a friend, and she said to me, "Sai Baba is looking for you." Now, Sai Baba has come to me many times in my life and brought messages through visions and dreams. And she said, Sai Baba wants to see you. And I said, I know, he's greeted me many times before. He's a messenger from God. He's a source messenger. And she said, please come and see me later on. So I took her card, and later on that evening, I went to her house with friends. So they were witnesses to what happened. And when I got to her house, she took me down into a basement, and on one side, there was a statue of Ganesha. And on the other side, there was a statue of Guan Yin, similar to the statue I shared with you, but she was in a standing pose with her hands like this. So her heart was exposed. And when I saw that, I realized many of the prophecies that had been made to me by different travelers and messengers through my life about the Chintamani stone and how it would reveal itself were actually about to come true. So first, the woman asked me to taste the Amrita, which was coming out of the trunk of Ganesha. So Ganesha's trunk was spouting a liquid onto the floor, a never-ending liquid, and it filled the floor, it filled a basin, which was overflowing, and then she was collecting the Amrita, the nectar, and she asked me to taste it. And it was the sweetest, most beautiful taste I've ever, it was heavenly, unlike anything, any liquid I've ever tasted on earth. And then she asked me to kneel down in front of Guan Yin's statue. And she said, if you truly surrender to her, if you truly give her your heart, then she will give you a gift. So I knelt down, just like this, in front of the statue, and I prayed deeply. And I entered that space of stillness and vastness that we often enter into when we're very, very quiet and still. And the next moment, in front of my eyes and in front of the eyes of the witnesses that I had with me, a pearl of about this size, started to birth out of her heart. So I was kneeling in front of a statue, quite a tall statue, and the pearl birthed out of her heart. I can't describe the immeasurable awe and the extraordinary gratitude that comes in a moment like that. So the pearl started to birth, and when it reached its full birth, it was connected by a strand of silken pearl, very, very, very fine strand. And that fine strand connected to her heart. And I opened my hands, and the pearl fell from her heart into my hand. And I was so awestruck. There's very few things that you can say or do at a time like that. It was a precious, priceless moment. I took the pearl. I gave thanks to Guan Yin and also to the woman who told me that a group of monks in Sri Lanka had prayed in front of the statue under Sai Baba's guidance for months and months, and that they had been told that if you prayed in front of it, that she might give you a gift. And that was indeed exactly what happened. So that's what I wanted to share with you. It was really a profound and beautiful moment. And that Chintamani stone I kept and used for healing for about 20 years. And then I met a woman who needed it much more than me. She was dying, actually. And so I passed the pearl on to her. And that was also what I'd been told on the road to Sarnath, was that at some point that I would be given this Chintamani stone, and at another point I would let it go. And that's what I did. So thank you for listening to that story. And we're now going to enter into the silent and stillness, that silent, still place in our hearts together, the silence and embrace of Divine Mother. Divine Mother is all about accepting and embracing who we are, both the darkness and the light. It's about embracing every part of ourselves. It's about us surrendering to what is, to the power of being within us. It's my beautiful daughter sneezing. So I'm going to ask you to settle yourself and to close your eyes.
Close your eyes.